Hey everyone, so I've got a big unboxing from KewbzUK. So, as you can see, I've got quite a lot to unbox today, so I'm going to start with the GAN 11M Pro. So this is the soft version, I think. They did several ones. There's the UV plastic, I think it's a standard one, and then this soft one here. I haven't seen much on the soft one, so I thought I'd get it, make a review on that at some point. Okay, so in here we've got a card, another card, and an accessories box. Let's see what's in here. We've got a GAN bag, as per usual, a pamphlet, a box with some stuff in, a screwdriver. Let's look what's inside this box. Oh, that's got some magnet capsules, it looks like, and there's also a spring adjustment tool. That's quite interesting. Oh, we've also got another pamphlet along with that one. And then the cube itself, I believe you've got to press down this, and it just pops open. Okay, so the first thing that strikes me is the primary internals, but then second is the soft touch plastic, and it is very soft. It feels almost frosted, but also at the same time it doesn't. It just feels very, very soft. Yeah, it's very strange to describe. On competitions come back, definitely try one of these. As can't really find the words to describe it. Very nice feeling though, I do like it. So yeah, let's get into first turns. So it feels quite similar to the ScS, straight off the bat. There's a little bit more put together. I'm not sure if this is slightly heavier than the ScS or slightly lighter. But it certainly does feel like the pieces are more solid, which I do quite like. Gives it a more premium feel. I do quite like the primary internals on this. They do look very nice with the sort of GAN stickless shades, how they do them with the caps instead of the full piece. But I do quite like that. Just comparing it to the ScS here. Yeah, the ScS does feel not exactly cheap, because it's a GAN cube. I never usually do. But this certainly, the pieces do have a lot more substance to them. I do think I prefer the feel of this one. It doesn't feel any different, the corner edge magnets. If you just handed this nut to me normally and didn't mention them, then I don't think I'd notice at all. Yeah, it feels exactly the same as any other magnetic cube. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, something to add. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the customization options this has. These very small magnet capsules here pop out, can be interchanged with these in here to change the magnet strength primarily, so you can change that, and at the same time there's the adjustment here, so you can switch the normal magnetization up and down a notch. Take it, this is where the screwdriver comes in handy. Can't really be bothered to change out all of these at the moment, so I'll just do the clicks along the side here, and we'll see how much of a difference that makes. Okay, so you definitely can notice the difference in this magnetic strength. When you're turning slowly, it's definitely a lot more noticeable than when you're turning fast. But yeah, there's a definite difference there. The spring system in here, I believe it's the same as the ScS here. Yeah, exactly the same there. So I'll probably adjust this to the same as that one there. I won't go over the spring adjustment system now. I already did that in my GAN ScS unboxing, so you can go and check that out if you're interested. Yeah, this is a decent upgrade over the ScS. The soft texture is definitely something new, as well as the new corner magnets. They're quite interesting. I don't make that much of a difference, but maybe if I customise them a bit more, I'll notice it. But yeah, I'll definitely be a review coming out with this soon. I might compare it to this cube at the same time, as they're both, in my eyes, still fairly new cubes. I'll probably put a poll up here somewhere, whether you want a comparison or a review of this. Okay, so I'll go for a non-WCA puzzle here. This is the QiYi Master Pyraminx. Got an extra layer compared to the normal Pyraminx. Feels quite nice. Looks to be of a decent quality. Let's get into some first turns. It's quite an interesting puzzle this. It does feel quite Pyraminxy, but at the same time with the extra layer it does make it feel very, very different. Tips work as normal. This isn't magnetic or anything, these are just normal ball bearings, but for a puzzle I don't think I'll be speed solving, this will work perfectly fine. Seems to perform okay, not getting any lockups or anything. Very, very smooth, other than the click for locking it into place. Quite nice. Tips, again, aren't the greatest, but I won't be speed solving this, so not really of any major concern. Very smooth. Got a little bit of corner cutting as well, that's welcome. Overall looks to be a pretty good puzzle. Let's see if I can give it a solve now. Okay, so it seems I'm not quite able to solve it now. I've made a bit of progress, but yeah, sort of struggling to get these sensors in here. But yeah, I'll give this a proper solve at another point. But this is a very nice puzzle. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a Master Pyraminx. Okay, so I'll start with the Dian puzzles now. So in here, ought to be the Dian TengYun 2x2. I don't believe I've tried one of these before. I might have done, but apparently it does feel quite a lot like the TengYun V1. Okay, there we go, we're in. So we've got the cube and a parts box. It's got some alternate springs in there and a pamphlet. Both very welcome. I'll give those springs a try out at a later date. Right, let's get some first impressions of this cube now. So it comes in some plastic wrap. Okay, so just taking out the box here. Feels quite nice. The primary internals, in terms of feeling though, it is very, very soft. It does feel a bit like the TengYun V1. Not all too similar, but it does feel very, very soft. Probably the softest feeling tube I think I've ever tried. Corner cutting's alright. A little bit of spring noise, but I'll imagine some lube can fix that. Got a decent weight to it as well. Certainly doesn't feel cheap by any stretch. The pieces do feel quite solid, almost as if they're filled in. The primary internals probably contributing to that soft feel there. The magnets, again, they're of a decent strength, not very strong, but also not very light, sort of medium strength there. Again, not noticeable when you're turning fast, but certainly when you're turning slowly. Definitely help keep the cube stable. So yeah, first impressions, this is quite a nice cube. I do like it. Shades look good. I'll set this up and see if it outperforms the MGC 2x2. That's my current name. This feels very, very different. This is pretty much polar opposite in terms of feel. This is kind of scratchy, quite loud. So that's very soft and very quiet. I do like them for different reasons, so quite like this for turning fast. I feel it's quite satisfying to solve on. This is a bit more flexible as well than the TengYun. At the same time, this does feel very, very nice. Very nice to turn. So yeah, I'll get this set up, see if I like it over this. Okay, so the second Dian cube here is the Dian TengYun V4. Got the parts box here. We've got a Dian bag. I don't think I've seen one around before. Looks very similar to the GAN bag. Feels very, very similar. Nice and velvety. Yeah, that's quite nice. I like that. Got a screwdriver here and a pamphlet. And this is pretty much a budget cube, I'd say. Well, not budget, probably mid-range. It's £15, I believe. So yeah, nowhere near the cost of the XS, but not quite as cheap as something like a Meilong. The logo isn't printed on, it's a sticker, which I quite like, so I can take that off if I want. Got similar texture of the plastic, looks and feels very similar to the TengYun V2. You can see there, they both look almost identical. Yeah, the logo is a sticker, but it's also silver. It looks a little bit strange, a little bit off there. I'll probably take it off. A little bit of lube on the outside of the cube, pretty much has to be expected with a dining cube these days. So yeah, let's get into some first turns. Feels a little bit dry, but very, very smooth. Kind of clacky. Certainly doesn't feel much like the TengYun's. Feels a little bit flexible, sort of wobbly. Quite loose tensions there. Might want to stretch the springs out as well, see if that makes it a bit more stable. Pretty much flawless in terms of corner cutting there. But yeah, certainly quite flexible. If you like flexible cubes, then this might be a good one for you. But yeah, feels very, very smooth. I do like that. Magnets are decently noticeable. Pretty fast as well. But yeah, quite clicky, doesn't feel like a bearing cube at all. It's the sound of the TengYun V2 here. In comparison, yeah, definitely feels very, very different. Not very soft. But then some people might like that feel. Personally, I prefer soft cubes, but it seems to perform well. Magnetic. Yeah, no spring adjustment system there, just your normal screw and spring. But nothing wrong with that really. Can't change the magnets either, but again, this is a £15 cube. And it's looking pretty good for that price point. I don't know if I'd say it's better than the Meilong. I think the Meilong here is about half the price, nearly. I think this is £8, so not quite half the price, but yeah, these are very similar cubes in terms of sort of specifications as such. You can't change the magnets, but they are magnetic and just a normal screw and spring tensioning system. At the moment, I think I'd probably recommend the Meilong M over this, as it's so much cheaper, but you never know, this could turn out to be really, really good. They both have good performance. This has got pretty excellent corner cutting, not much effort required as well for that. Might be quite good for a beginner who's not as accurate with turning. But yeah, I think £15 is a little bit too high for this cube, as of now. Same sort of size as a normal cube, not as small as the GuHong V3. Still alright size for RH though. I think this is a 55.5mm cube. I think this is the Meilong's 55.5 as well. They look to be pretty much the same size. I don't think this is 56. But yeah, good size, good performance, just a little bit too expensive for what it is, I think. Okay, so we've got the Zhilong TSM 2x2. I'm sure you'll have seen videos on this before. This is very interesting. 2x2, it can change size. That's the main reason I got it. As I've never seen a size changing cube before. Very, very interesting. I've got some claw here. I take it that's to do with changing the size. A screwdriver there. Some cards. Spare magnets. No pamphlet of any sort, so I take it I'm going to have to figure out how to adjust the size myself. This only comes in stickered as well, something to note if you can't stand stickered cubes. I'm personally alright with them, I don't really mind that much. Shades look very nice. So yeah, let's get into some first turns. It's quite slow, straight after that. Yeah, feels quite tight as well. Yeah, the corner cutting isn't the greatest. Also quite a bit of effort. But I do think just a little bit of loosening will fix that there. The feeling itself is quite nice though. The magnets are pretty strong. But that's not the main attraction of the cube. The main attraction is, of course, the size changing. Okay, so I've adjusted the size here. I think this is the biggest one. I think there seems to be, when you take off centre cap, there's two options. So you got the lowest one here, which it's normally on for 50mm, and you can turn it on one there for 51 maybe, and then 52 there, which is what I've got it on at the moment. So this is the biggest difference you can have. I find the tool doesn't really help in getting the corner caps off. Just usually pry them off with fingers. So yeah, it's definitely bigger, as you can see. Looks a little bit strange, but let's see how it feels. That doesn't really feel how I expected it to feel, actually. It feels pretty much the same, just bigger. I thought it'd feel a lot more clacky, as there'd be a lot more empty space, but no. It retains a very, very similar feel, and it's quite a nice feel. Yeah, it's a very interesting cube. I do like this. Again, I'll set it up as with the TengYun V2, or TengYun 2x2 even. And yeah, I'll see which one I prefer more, along with the MPC as well. This one has a nice feeling as well. Very, very smooth, quite silky. I think this is the first GuHong puzzle I've ever owned. So yeah, it's a good one to start off with, I think. Yeah, a very interesting cube. Okay, so now we'll get on to the YJ Mini cubes. This is a mini 3x3 to start off with. This is the smallest size of mini cube they use. I believe these are magnetic as well, and they yeah, aren't bad speed cubes. So let's get this open. Yeah, 50mm in size now. So it'll be perfect for someone with small hands for OH. Some of the accessories we've got. I think this is some sort of cube stand you've got to put together. Okay, sorry guys, my phone just ran out of storage there. Hopefully that won't happen again. So I've got a screwdriver, some magnets, and a pamphlet in there as well. And we have the main attraction, the cube itself. It does feel very, very small here. Glossy plastic there, I wasn't expecting that, that's quite nice to feel. So yeah, let's get into some first turns. It feels very similar to a proper speed cube, I mean it is. The magnets are on the lighter side, not too light though, certainly help keep the cube stable. It's got quite a clacky feel, it's decently flexible. Not small enough that M slices are much of a challenge. So that's good if you use RU or like your MU perms. For H, I think it's a little bit too small actually. I mean, I don't have the biggest or smallest hands in the world. If you do have small hands, you'd probably find this a bit easier, but I feel it is a little bit small and fiddly for H. I'd probably prefer something just a little bit bigger. But certainly this is the best mini cube I've ever tried. Very nice. Also doesn't have a keychain, which I like. A lot of small cubes do. So yeah, very nice little 3x3. Let's see how the 4x4 and 5x5 turn out. Okay, so take it, the accessories are exactly the same as with 3x3. Just get straight into the cube. Very small again. It's a pretty good cube. I do quite like it. I think this is still a pretty viable size of 4x4 if you've got small hands. So this is, I don't know, not the best 4x4 in the market of course, but certainly viable for a speed cube. A little bit of reverse corner cutting there. Forward corner cutting is certainly alright. Yeah, I'm quite impressed by this. It feels very similar to the 3x3, kind of a little bit clacky. Not cheap feeling though. Still feel decently premium. Just compare it to a normal 4x4. There's a Aosu GTS2M for a comparison. It is a 56mm 4x4, so the size of a normal 3x3. So yeah, that's a 61mm 4x4, the absolute GTS2M. So yeah, it's a very small 4x4, but a very good one. I do quite like it. Certainly if you have small hands, I'd definitely recommend this as a 4x4 for you. This feels very, very small. I mean, the 3x3 and 4x4 are the smallest ones I own, I think. But this certainly, the size is a lot more noticeable. It also feels a little bit different as well. It's very slow, quite dry. Some DNM would definitely help this cube. But also kind of feels quite flexible and loose. Yeah, the tensions are very loose. This is, yeah, not nearly as good as the other two. It's stiff. Smooth, though. I think maybe a bit of a break-in, tightening, and lubrication. My phone ran out of storage again. Yeah, as I was saying, this is pretty stiff and not great, so I thought, let's try some of this Lunar in it that we've just got. I'm not sure what exactly this is supposed to do, but we'll see. 4 drops, they say, so. Work that in. Okay, that's made it a little bit faster, a little bit better, less stiff. Good choppable pattern. Make sure we've got all the layers moving. Shades look pretty nice as well. Yeah, the outer layers definitely improved a lot. They are much smoother and faster. It's a little bit loose, but I'll tighten this at some point. Yeah, it's just gotten better. Still not as good as the 4x4 and 3x3, but yeah, I'll tighten it and hopefully it'll be up to par with them. It's a pretty good mini 5x5. I do quite like it. Okay, so lastly we have the Meilong double Skewb. I saw this a while ago and thought it was pretty interesting, so I've decided to pick one up. I'm not quite sure how this works. I did watch a video on it, I think, but I've certainly forgotten since then. So yeah, the centres in here change as well as the normal Skewb itself. So I don't think I'll have any problem solving the Skewb normally. But the centres, it's going to be quite difficult, I think. Just need to figure out how they move about. Okay, so I've managed to solve the centres, just not the normal Skewb bit. So yeah, proving rather difficult, but yeah, I'll give it a bit more of a try later on. But this is a very cool cube, turns very well. Certainly not really speed solvable, but it's, yeah, smooth enough to make the solving enjoyable. So yeah, I quite like this. So that was my unboxing of the QiYi Master Pyraminx, the YJ Zhilong 3x3s, the Dian GuHong V4, the Guoguan Xinghen TSM 2x2, some Speedcube Shop Lunar, the Dian TengYun 2x2, the Mou double Skewb, and the GAN 11M Pro. Thanks for watching.